we're playing.
So my presentation will be on John Boehner, who was recently elected for his third term as Speaker of the House. He's a Republican from Ohio. So before he became Speaker, he first ran for Congress in 1990 after working in business and consulting. Since then, he has held a job as Chairman for Republican Congress, which is the caucus for the GOP, and he was known for supporting legislation such as the Freedom to Farm Act, which simplified and reformed the process of direct payment for crops, and he also served as chairman for the Committee of Education and Labor. One of his biggest accomplishments was authorizing the passage of the No Child Left Behind Act in 2001, which expanded the federal role in public education through annual testing and some funding changes. In 2006, he was elected the House Majority Leader, but then after Republicans lost the majority, he became the Minority Leader, and then he was finally elected as a Speaker of the House in 2010. And recently, a couple days ago, he was elected for his third term, but there was a controversy with some Tea Party Republicans who tried to overthrow him by voting for another Republican candidate, but it was unsuccessful. We talked about this in class, but just as an overview, the Speaker appoints members for each committee and decides the majority of members on the Committee on Rules, which is possibly the most powerful committee in the House. He also decides which bills make it to which committees. He determines the bills that comes to vote on the House floor. And he is the one who can kind of shape and influence the legislative agenda. He also has the power to appoint other party leaders. So where does he get his power? Other than the powers already outlined here, since he has the power to appoint committee members, his dissidents risk their positions on powerful committees. And actually, two of the Republicans who attempted the coup by voting against John Boehner in the recent elections, they lost positions in their committee of choice. So it's not a threat, but people do risk losing powerful positions if you do decide to speak out against John Boehner. And then another source of power is his connection with the public. So if Obama is the face of the Democrats, John Boehner is the closest thing to the face of the Republicans. He connects with the public through appearances, speeches, his Twitter at John Boehner, and we can say that he holds a key to shaping public opinion, although many of hardcore conservatives are not satisfied with him. He does have some influence in being kind of a spokesperson for the Republican Party. So, which issues concern him right now? When he was first running for Speaker, he had this anti-establishment image. One of his biggest proposals was to ban earmarks, which is the congressionally directed spending projects, and he believes it's a sign of wasteful government spending. So there has been a ban on earmarks since 2010. It was recently renewed in 2014, and he has made clear that he doesn't plan to remove the ban anytime soon. And then as a speaker, he doesn't have specific issues that he advocates for personally, but he speaks for most Republican agendas. His job is kind of to stand against Obama regarding his immigration policies or Obamacare. But the problem with John Boehner is that hardcore conservatives and Tea Party Republicans think that he is too weak and not being conservative enough. So he's basically held accountable for passing GOP-backed bills, and he's the one usually blamed for not passing them. But he also has this problem with securing his, not alienating Hispanic votes, and making sure that bipartisan bills also see it through the House. So he's kind of he's neither fully supported by Hispanic voters and the Democratic Party, nor is he fully supported by all of the Republicans, so he's kind of having to balance these two. So in the future, in the most recent election, as I've said, 25 Republicans tried to oust Boehner by voting against him, but it was unsuccessful. He kind of had to, like I've said, balance the needs of Tea Party Republicans and his supporters and the Democrats. But right now it hasn't been working so well because he completely alienated the Tea Party by removing their positions in the committees and kind of condemning them in public. Other than that, this kind of battle face-off structure between Obama and Boehner will continue, as Obama made a statement that he would veto any bill that supports Keystone, and that's about, but I have things to say. What do I do? Keep going. So what I've learned from Boehner, I guess he reveals a lot of things about the speakership, that it's hard to manage both sides, and even now harder that Republicans control both House and Senate. Maybe if Democrats had controlled the Senate, they can blame it on the Senate for not passing GOP-backed bills, but now he's taking on the responsibility. And now that he's alienated not half, but some of his own party, he has to also seek support in the Democrat side in order to get bills passed that he wants to get passed. And, thank you. He cries a lot, so. Yeah.